What's up guys, it's your favorite Kiwi coach. Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're gonna be doing another client before and after video. So without further ado, let's go do this thing. So welcome back to the channel guys. You guys are new to Kiwi Golf Japan. We do a bunch of videos like this every single week. So what you gotta go do is hit that little red subscribe button, smash the like button, please leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think about this particular video. And as always, hit that little bell notification. You guys are getting notified every single time we drop a video. So like I said in the intro, this is going to be another client before and after video, and particularly this is going to be a client before and after video from Osaka. We're talking about steepening of the club shaft again. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. So let's go hop into the before swing. So if we take a look at the before swing, really right around position 5, you're going to obviously see the steepening of the club shaft here. In other videos, I've shown you how to draw the angles. So if we drew the angle, it probably was going to be roughly right around 23 degrees with the club shaft pitch. Obviously, we like to see right around 37 to 40 degrees. Now from here, once we go to around position 5.5, we're going to see that the club shaft is pretty much above the shoulder, which is really, really steep. And then let's go to like P5.75, we're going to see that the club head is actually covered up by the emoji. However, it's nowhere near on the forearm, which is kind of our preference. So that is kind of how you can tell if you're steep or if you're not. And this player was obviously before very, very steep. So let's go take a look at the after swing and see kind of what we changed. Okay, so if we take a look at the after swing, we're going to see that right around position 5, we're seeing the club shaft pitch is going to be in a whole different spot here. And if we drew an angle, we'd probably see that he'd be roughly right around like 38 degrees, 40 degrees. So let's go draw that real quick. And then from here, once we kind of see that, again, he's at 39 degrees. Once we see from here, because the club shaft pitch was a little bit better, we also started to see that P5.5. We're now seeing that he's above the forearm just slightly, which again is our preference. And then that P5.75, now we're seeing that he's going to be on the forearm, which again is our preference. And if we look at the before and afters, we're going to see that that's a huge change. And he was actually able to make this change quite quickly going through our implementation process. So let's go show you guys what our implementation process is all about. So our implementation process is just a fancy way of saying, hey, if we try to change our swing at full speed, it's probably going to be incredibly difficult for us to do. So what do we have to do? Well, we have to section off the swing, maybe even do it at stop and goes, which is where we started with this client, so that the client can actually do the new motion. Because again, when you stop, it gives you more time to think about what you're going to do next, which then gives the client a better potential of actually doing what we're trying to do. And when you're trying to change your golf swing, actually doing the new motion correctly is incredibly important. So if you can't do it at full speed, might as well drop it back to a slower speed or even do it at a stop and go so that you can do it effectively, so you're getting those good reps and you have the best potential of actually changing your golf swing. So with this particular client, what we did was we started at position 4, stopped for 3 seconds. And what I told him to do was, okay, hey, we know we typically steepen the club shaft in transition. What would be the opposite feeling? Well, the opposite feeling would obviously be a flattening motion like I just did right there. So what I wanted him to do next was, okay, how much flattening are we going to have to feel? Not what's actually going to happen, but what we're going to have to feel to make the reality actually come true. And this is where I think a lot of you clients out there actually struggle with, because again, what you need to feel might be incredibly drastic and opposite of what's actually going to happen. And this was exactly the case for this client. So this client felt like he was actually going to make the club shaft 90 degrees, but on the opposite side. So he felt like he was going to go way, way, way shallow and get the club shaft in a really extreme position. And when he did that, he actually started to get the club shaft at the proper angle. So he was feeling incredibly crazy, but he wasn't anywhere near close to that. Now, once the client has successfully done it at, like, let's say a 1-part stop and go at P4, the next stop and go you can do is actually at position 3, right? So stop at P3 and then repeat the same process. Now that you're adding on a little bit of backswing with this move, it's going to become a little bit more difficult, right? So your how much when you're trying to shallow and the power that you're trying to put towards your shallowing might have to change, because again, that you're doing it now with a little bit of backswing. And that's another part of the implementation process I feel like you clients out there really struggle with. When you start adding on the backswing, when you need to start doing things, how much you start doing things might have to change. So it's okay to kind of mess around with the numbers a little bit until you find something that actually starts to work, like this client was actually doing right here. And then from the position 3 stop and go, then we went to a position 2, then we went to just before position 1, and then we went to position 1. And then this client was actually able to kind of do the motion that you kind of see right here in this after swing and do it effectively and start getting a lot of the things that we're trying to get done with his golf swing. So that is an example of an implementation process. Again, if you want to see more about the implementation process, we highly recommend taking a lesson from us, or make sure to check out my Kiwi Coach Live Lesson webinar product. So if you're interested in taking a lesson from myself or taking a look at my Kiwi Coach lesson or live lesson webinar product, there'll be some links down below. Both of those products and services are really great. I highly recommend them. So again, check out those links. Also, for you instructors out there, if you saw some ideas in this basically before and after swing that you see in your own clients and it's struggling for you to actually fix these things, I want you to go check out my Kiwi Coach Shadowing program. With that program, you could have actually watched this lesson live from start to finish and see exactly the process that we took to get this client to change his golf swing in a short amount of time. So if you're interested in that, there'll be a link down below. I highly recommend checking that out. And for everyone else, make sure like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next video.